Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle here with the continuing coverage of the 2015 NBA playoffs. I am here to recap the first round matchup between two Eastern Conference teams, the number 1 seed Atlanta Hawks and the number 8 seed Brooklyn Nets. And game one, the Nets, they tried their best. Atlanta was in control the entire time. Brooklyn was able to close the gap late in the fourth quarter, and they had a shot at it, but the Hawks were able to close the game strong. They go on to win 99-92. Game 2, Coach Bud, he was named Coach of the Year. He received his award before the game, and Atlanta got off to a hot start, leading by double digits, and they looked like it was going to be a repeat of Game 2. But the Nets played with some energy, were able to stay in the game, even managing to take a small lead for a few minutes. The rest of the first half was a pretty even matchup, but Atlanta was dominant for most of the second half. The Nets came fighting back late in the fourth, made it a contest again. They gave themselves an opportunity to win, but were not able to complete the comeback. The Hawks win 96-91. Then in Game 3, the series moves to Brooklyn, and the Nets came out strong, and they were holding a lead the entire first half. Hawks were able to come back and grab a small lead in the third, but were not able to hold on to it. And the Nets took the lead in the fourth, and it just continued expanding. Lopez, Young, and Johnson all had double-doubles as the Nets go on to win 91-83. Then in Game 4, the teams were even for most of the game, each one taking a turn holding the lead. Every time one team made a run, the other team would counter it. Atlanta seemed to take control. Atlanta seemed to take control, holding a lead through the entire third quarter. But Brooklyn came back, took the lead in the fourth, and that lead just kept switching back and forth until the very end of the game. And it ends up going into overtime, where the Nets were able to finish out strong. Atlanta, they had 6 players in double figures, 3 of them with double-doubles. But Brooklyn also had 6 players scoring double figures, led by Williams and Lopez, who combined for 61 of the team's points, as the Nets go on to win at 120-115, evening the series up at 2-2. Game 5, the series goes back to Atlanta, where the Hawks come out firing. They lead by as many as 17. Carroll was leading the way with 19 points. The Hawks took a 9-point lead into halftime, and they kept that lead throughout the third quarter. The Nets started fighting back in the fourth and cut into that lead, but every time they got within one shot of them, the Hawks, they just started hitting shots and extending that lead again. And all of Atlanta's starters were in double figures as the Hawks win 107-97. Then we get to Game 6, and let's be honest, if you couldn't tell already, I wasn't really paying much attention to this series at all. Game 6, I had it on the whole time, but was barely watching it. Anyways, the Hawks came out looking to finish the series, and they took control early, held on to the lead the entire game, leading by double figures through most of it. The Hawks had 5 players scoring double figures, and even though Teague did not make a single shot, he finished the game with 0 points. He still led the team with 13 assists, so he was still a valuable asset. Hawks go on to win it 111-87, winning the series 4-2, and they move on to the second round, where they will face the number 5 seed Washington Wizards.